That was like a Power Rangers.
Crazy.
Go!
I forgot to
It's like
tell
the
Sam.
Megazord.
I forgot to tell Sam we were gonna do that. And he just
I
was like,
yeah, I guess it would have been good to go over.
Oh, yeah.
Do we need to redo it? Are we good?
No, that was perfect.
You did that.
That was just a very...
I sync it to the visual of the clap anyway, so it doesn't even really have to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. Right.
We've just been on autopilot doing that so much.
Right.
Yeah. It's just smarker.
Marker?
Yeah. Our first guest is
Why is that shit so fun?
Yeah, it's true.
Marker?
Oh.
Yeah, first guest in a while.
Yes.
Well, snap, crackle, pop. Sorry, I'm grateful to be here. Sorry, I forgot.
I mean, I like to
okay.
introduce it during our whole thing. I'm not going to say who you are yet.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Maybe if you've been...
Wait in the closet.
Yeah. Wait under the
Behind your
staircase.
clothes in there.
Go make your EP in there.
fucking what the fuck? I forgot what I was gonna say, but we have not had a guest on in a long time.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
No, what was I gonna fucking say? I was gonna say something.
Oh, I got a new mug. It's got a bowl in it. It says premium
tight.
roast and toast.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's right.
Smoke out of it. It's got a carb right here.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
that's sick.
Yeah,
That's
it's the
sick.
whole, and then you hit it right here.
Oh my
And
god.
then I've got coffee in it right now.
What?
Jesus.
Future's now, my friends.
You're living in 3021.
Oh,
Crazy.
I think maybe I was gonna say, fucking like I'm eating food again.
Cool.
Thank you.
Or are they, is it wings?
Nice.
Thought I saw you eating wings.
Chicky strippies,
Chicky
you know,
strips.
from Nathan's.
Very nice.
Pretty good
Tight.
stuff.
Chicky stripskins.
Did you guys ever
Dude.
watch this show?
Yeah, what is this?
What do you got?
Gargoyles?
Stargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Oh, gargoyles. Gargoyles.
Started
It makes a lot more.
type.
Yes, it makes a lot more sense how gargoyles exist because shows like Berserk exist.
Yeah, I need to get
Yeah.
into that.
Dude, dark fantasy.
It's after Invincible for me. I need to hit it.
which we
I
won't
fucking
get into just yet.
no, yeah.
Invincible, yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm just
We should
saying.
hold off on
No,
that.
because I was going to say next that I just had like a fucking gangster movie marathon the other day, or more of a just general Italian movie marathon the other day. We watched Scarface, Into Casino, into My Cousin Vinny, and that was it's a fun trilogy.
Scarface is just a
fun.
crime film, but yes.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Unless you were watching the whatever the original one where it's like, yeah, I'm Scarface, eh? Yeah. I guess it's based off of Al Capone, so it is Italian.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
It's an Italian guy playing a Cuban.
correct. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
They're all good. That was my first time seeing all three of them. That was the fun part.
I haven't seen My Cousin Vinny.
That's a fun one. It's ridiculous, but it's fun.
It's funny how you're spending time like watching these good movies, and like I just remember yesterday I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I should really catch up on all those like, you know, like I don't even know what you describe them as, like fucking Shazam and Bumblebee and you know, just like all these movies that I do, like,
Blockbusters.
like,
yeah.
I was like, let's see like if there's anything redeemable in any of them, like fuck it. But it's like I also could spend my time actually watching like, you know, classic movies that would make me look cooler. So
Yeah, dude. I do it because I want to be cool. Like that's 100%.
Right.
The entire value of it.
I pretty much
It's so I
forget
can
about
put
the
it on
movie after I've seen
Letterboxd.
it, but I just need to be able to say that I've seen it truthfully. That's what wherein lies the coolness.
Yeah.
People can tell
Yeah.
if you haven't actually seen it. It doesn't matter if you analyze it or remember it even. So I probably need to be doing that. Like, how have I not seen Scarface yet? You know?
Yeah, dude.
I haven't seen Scott. Yeah.
You spent more time, I don't know, watching Ant-Man versus the Wasp or whatever. I don't know what it That's what you did instead.
Yeah, I know. and I don't regret it though. I am who I am because of the choices I've made.
If it's good, it's good.
I am. The monster inside me is there for a reason.
But wait, Max, had you seen these movies before?
No, they were all my first time watching.
Okay,
them.
So I mean,
there's a consensus.
All you have to do is watch them tomorrow, and then you're just as cool.
Exactly,
that's true.
So what? It was Scarface, something, and My Cousin Vinny. What was the middle one?
Casino.
Oh wow! Damn, you watched like 6 hours of movies.
Yeah, we just
insane. Casino and Scarface are both like more than 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, no, we did that on vacation for sure. Yeah, it was a hardcore all day marathon. Ordered pizza, the whole thing.
Nice.
It was wild. It was just ripping the whole dispensary bag and then locking in. I got one of those sodas too. That shit was awesome. It's just a 100 milligram bottle of just weed that you drink and it's fruit punch.
Here's a bottle of weed.
It says mocktail beverage on it. And I'm like, yes, that's what this is.
It's like it looks like Surge. It's like completely actually green, and then it's got like a label on it. It's got 3 X's. And then a pot leaf over the top. It's like, this is weed liquid.
The quickest way to weed.
Put this down your asshole.
Green goo.
You'll get high out of your mind.
Inject. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But it was tight. Weed is tight.
Where were you at?
In Colorado.
Oh, okay. Should have known.
Colorado?
I went to Colorado over New Year's and got edibles like the first day we were there, and my friends were like paying for theirs, and I literally just like opened the edibles and started eating them there in the store, and I don't know, like my friends were like, "Dude, I can't believe you did that." I'm like, but I downed the whole 500 milligrams of edibles that day.
Oh, I thought you were about to say in the store. I was like, whoa.
It really did not do that much for me. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of what happened with me. That didn't do shit to me. I ate a whole Sour Patch Kids thing.
I gotta say though, a year ago, I had these like edible sour strips, right? And I ate just like 2 of them.
Those are good.
And I was at the beach and just chilling there, and I was like, damn, I actually feel kind of nice right now.
No, they got it right now.
What a wild story.
I know.
Yo, 2 years ago, I ate like 2 pieces of an edible, and I went to the beach, and I was like, I feel pretty good right now. Crazy.
It can vary. I ate 500 milligrams versus like 80.
Crazy how fast you can live life.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
Totally
you live life so fast and blinders on. You don't even see what's moving past you.
Don't even see the lies that they're presenting to you.
I'm so baked off of this Nerds robe, dude.
I had a Nerds robe too. Actually, that one worked too. Like only, no joke. Like,
I feel like that's what Tony comes is just nerd robes. He's got like a gashed up urethral like tract because it's been cut open by a bunch of nerds on Nerds robes.
Oh my goodness.
Brody. You nasty.
Hey Tony,
gross.
Shut up.
Connor, you're nasty.
Shut up.
Right?
Shut up. I forgot something.
Pray tell.
What is it, my friend? What did you forget?
Forgot to introduce the podcast. Listen, you fucking cocksuckers, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, June 11th, 2021. Welcome to another episode of Woken Boke. Boom!
Boom.
Episode 88 to be exact. I am your host, Connor Boyd. You might know me from TikTok or maybe Instagram. Joined as always by my best friends from the great Gateway to the West. First, we have Monsieur Max Sandza in the building. Max, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You may know me from being feeling pretty good right now.
Okay. Also, we have the least high individual I've ever met in my life. We have none other than Tony Harrop on the show. How are you, Tony?
Yo, what up, booty cheese? I'm good.
Booty cheese.
How are you?
Anyways, every week we get together to catch up on the latest in video games. Sometimes current events, maybe movies. We're talking about movies already. Music, television, animation, anything, and a whole lot more. Subscribe to us on YouTube if you're not already doing so, and also join our Discord, which is full of a bunch of poppin' peeps that are always chilling and relaxing. And you can connect with us on there, and you'll get updates to when the podcast drops on there. So join that. Also follow us on Twitter at Welcome Boke Pod and Instagram at Welcome Boke Podcast to get updates on the podcast every week, and reach out to our Gmail, welcomebokepodcast@gmail.com with your questions, comments, and suggestions, and we will read them on the show. Links to all these are in the show description. Today we are joined by the first guest of the video Welcome Boke era. We had to choose our most handsome, the most handsome person we knew to christen the guest the break of the guest fast. The first guest of the year, I'm pretty sure, for Welcome Boke. He is a dancer, a actor, performer, illustrator, model builder, and Star Wars fanatic. This guy likes Star Wars more than maybe anyone I know. Maybe anybody I know. Sam,
Star Wars fan.
Geoghegan has joined us today. Sam, welcome.
Thank you. You're all too kind. Hello there.
Hello. I hope that your AirPod or iPhone headphone audio is
Yes.
coming through. Well, you don't have to lean in. If
I
I
hope it is too. I hope it is too.
that definitely peaked.
Yeah.
I hope it is too. That's Max. That's the type of screaming that like you do on Xbox Live, like when kids are like impersonating, like, oh my god!
Shit.
Yeah. Anyways, Sam, thanks for joining us. I'm glad to get you on. You know, good vibes.
Welcome.
If anybody else out there is offended that they were not on the show first, let me tell you, we absolutely do not like Sam the most. We're not playing favorites. It's nowhere close to that. Okay, that's not why he's on. It's just because something relevant has happened, and he's our correspondent for that topic. When you really get down to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
I'm just kidding.
I would expect no less.
Yeah, we
welcome.
can do another episode because our last one with you was not that great because
sorry about that. It was
I was probably because I was in Florida and had terrible connection in a hotel. So now we got the full
sure
squad.
Whatever. It's in the past.
It's in the past.
Hey,
God didn't want us to connect then, but guess what? Fortune is shining upon us today. I have Revenge of the Sith on in the background in your honor.
Padme's just telling him that she's pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
This is wonderful.
He's like, no, it's a gift. This is great news. Fucking looking like Gomer Pyle, just like, no, this is great news, Padme. Now I can protect you and the child.
Just so beautiful.
You underestimate how many movies I've seen. That hurts my head to do that for too long.
Have you watched Bad Batch?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I actually didn't see the last 2 episodes.
I haven't seen any of it yet, so no spoilers.
Okay.
I still want to watch it.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilsies.
It's so Clone Wars. I think we sort of like. I don't know. I don't think we got like. I think I wasn't in the right mind last time to like really like advocate.
You were
for
distracted.
It.
You were distracted
I was so distracted
by the internet. It was in God's hands, you know.
Yeah, but I've thought about it and I've like composed myself a little bit more. And honestly, this is the way I feel about Star Wars. Star Wars is whatever you want to make of it. because there's like Star Wars. It's like Lego, you know. There's Star Wars for everyone. There's like the original trilogy. There's the prequel trilogy, and then there's like the people who thought the sequel trilogy were good, which is
tight. It's a good opinion.
Yeah.
A lot of people do though. A lot of people think those movies are good.
People will fight for episode 8. They'll like die.
Like episode 8's actually the best Star Wars movie. And I'm like, actually, where do you live?
Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I have a tough time advocating for those films outside of like the people, like the performers. Like they were doing the best job that they could with like the material they'd been getting.
Yeah.
I just think that a lot of the creative heads, like didn't know what they were doing, or like B were just, it was just like kind of a confusing time. It was very like, we need to sell a product now, and it just. I don't know.
They could have done what like Marvel did and not made it like a trilogy that everyone knew was going to end at 9, but like start a universe.
Yeah.
You know?
But I think they just wanted to complete that like Skywalker story so badly.
But there wasn't even a story to like, I mean, there's already stuff written about post original trilogy, right? It's already canon for that. So, but they like, I don't know, I know that they like retcon a lot of stuff or whatever, but like they could have just built that out instead of like trying to force a trilogy. Like
I agree. Don't
have
get
to
me
do
wrong.
trilogies anymore.
I think the problem was like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford were all like much later in life, and so there isn't like a whole lot of content about them at that stage. Like it's usually like when their kids are in their teens, whereas like these like the younger generation in these movies were all like pretty old. Like Ray and Finn were probably the youngest, and they were at least 18. I think Kylo Ren's supposed to be like 30 or something. It's like this fucking much older character. Yeah,
Jesus.
He's like actually written to be like a much older character.
I guess if you consider 83 is like maybe he and Leia had a baby in 1983. It's like 30 or so years after that. So
yeah. So that's what.
Keep
that's like
going. I'm going to put away this ketchup.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, like, I think that's what they were trying to accommodate for, and for some reason, like, that decision just, it wasn't like, oh, like, this is the only, like, Luke, Leia, and Han are just, like, not really going to be doing much. It's like, okay, fine. But for some reason, that, like, spread out into, like, the screen. Not to be, like, metaphorical, but, like, it spread across the screen. And so it's like, the designs were still old. Like they're just like a nicer TIE fighter, a nicer X-wing, like a nicer droid. It like rolls smoother, you know. Like they didn't really like go there like with the prequels, where it's like everything was just different, and like you got to see new worlds, and the ships look different. Like in the sequel trilogy, it was just sort of like
it felt like a
on a
reskin.
desert planet. Yeah. That's
like,
all it was.
Hey, we're just gonna reskin Star Wars. Yeah.
And
it's just like you just purchase the expansion pack. For
You're
the
just talking
original
about the
trilogy.
movie, like aesthetically, you're saying.
Yeah,
it was
aesthetically.
boring
And then,
to you.
but then, you know, what they really had the opportunity to like go out there and like, I don't know, Rey's identity was something that I still don't know how I feel about it. Like when they, at this point, you know what? It's been enough time. She's a fucking Palpatine. Sorry for spoilers, but like if you haven't seen those movies by now, like you're slow as shit. Like I don't give a fuck. You're a cicada. That's how slow you are.
That was like 2 years ago. I think that movie came out.
That movie has been out for a really long. It's like Black Widow dies. Okay, she dies at the end of Endgame. Sorry if you like haven't seen it by now. Like get over it.
It's a cinematic event. If you missed it,
but
listen.
Yeah, I mean, like, she could have been a Kenobi. She could have been literally nobody. She could have been Han and that Kira lady's kid when maybe they banged.
Maybe Han and the blue lady slave from Jabba's palace fucked and had like had like a turquoise kid. A robin and blue kid.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Boy's kid. Call him
I think it could have been so many other things, but I think they were so pressed on just keeping everything going back to the original trilogy that, like, Palpatine, Snoke, all this stuff, it was just kind of, it was just disappointing how they revealed a lot of it. But anyways,
I mean,
it
I
feels
feel
like
like bringing the Emperor back, like, you know, reduces or like, you know, makes light of like the whole, you know, sacrifice Vader makes in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, that makes you know what, you bring up a really good point.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I need to smoke weed right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna like. I thought it had pertained to. Okay. Yeah. So
I thought you needed to go get like a piece of information. Like, hold on, come over here and check the files.
Yeah, but I mean,
I was going to bring this up. You
point.
reminded me.
It just says smoke weed on it.
Oh, that's a good point.
That would be funny to do like a Blue's Clues letter. It's like, we just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a... And then he just opens it up and it's like, it's a letter from myself to smoke weed right now. And Blue's like cuts to 5 minutes later and he's just like passed out on the couch with his hand in a box of Cheez-Its. And Blue's is like, Steve or whatever the fuck his name is, like, come on, we gotta solve this triple rape homicide that happened down the street.
It's like, it's 2019.
Yeah,
We're adults now.
I'm an adult NYPD German Shepherd who's been used in crowd control in New York.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Dude, what if fucking cartoons were edgy and realistic? Dude? Who would have ever?
Remember in Family Guy when Chester the Cheetah did cocaine Cheeto dust? That was
and he smashed.
That was
with the
so
glass with
sick.
his fists and
I guess it's as good of a transition as ever, I guess, to start talking about a cartoon that's about what if cartoons were actually graphic, and that's
Kids Next Door. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you were thinking the same thing.
yes. That was bald representation as well with that one kid who had no hair.
Did you get Pfizer? Did you get
What?
Pfizer or Moderna? Or Johnson?
I'm Fies the fuck up.
You're Pfized?
Sick Fies save lives.
I'm living in the Moderna era.
I'm a Moderna man.
Let's go.
I am a
forget which
Moderna
one I
man,
got.
but yo, what I was trying to transit. Actually, you know what? I really have to take a shit. So if y'all want to keep talking about something else for like 2 minutes,
Bad Batch.
I'll either cut it or talk about Bad Batch. I'll be
Okay.
right back.
So, Clone Wars. I'm not going to like shove it on anyone, but essentially, I think the last time we were talking about the comparison between the Tarkovsky.
Tarkovsky?
Tarkovsky?
Tartakovsky.
Taro. Yeah.
Tarkovsky?
Hold on.
Yes, that guy. His cartoon
Jarvis.
version of I think it's something with a G and then it's Tarkovsky something.
Tartakovsky. Gendy
Yeah.
Tartakovsky.
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Thank you, Jarvis.
So-
Yeah, it's very normal. Very
His-
normal name. Shame on you for having trouble with it.
So
Fair.
his vision of Star Wars: The Clone Wars is, I mean, like, I don't think anyone really has a problem with it.
Ah.
No, like everyone watched that and was like, "Fuck yes, this is what we've
Right.
always wanted." It's Samurai Jack, but it's lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
insane.
clone troopers and their armor's
Sick.
breaking and explosions are happening. And people,
Grievous makes sense, or at least
Exactly.
more sense.
Mace Windu when he fights that giant stomping thing in the desert.
yes, that
You
was
remember that?
that was
Ooh,
epic.
yeah.
That was
So
epic.
sick.
Yeah, all of that was. I mean, Dirge. Everything was epic about.
They make him. They make him very OP. He like literally jumps like a mile, like up into a mountain. You're like, holy shit! Yeah, it's crazy.
It's just
Yeah,
like
so-
it's so epic. It's just like hard canon material.
Yeah, and
No, but
it's
it's
great.
not canon. I thought.
well, it's not. But
Oh, it's
here's
not,
the thing:
okay.
If you want,
I don't know
the
anything.
animated Clone Wars series that followed it is actually like all of the models and everything are actually based off of those cartoons. And I understand that a lot of people are like, "Oh, but it's CG. Like it's tough to watch." because a lot of people associate it with sort of like a Disney look. And, you know, I will admit that, like, in the beginning, some of like the earlier material is definitely like, okay, like this kind of feels like I'm watching a Disney like kids show. But honestly, the later the seasons go, not only is the material darker, but like the actual animation just improves greatly. And it, I know this is not like such a big shift in like what I'm saying, but you know, it goes from like looking like Disney material to looking like it's Pixar material.
Okay.
You know, it's it's darker, it's edgier, it's more like The Incredibles or like WALL-E, you know, like those were just visually so gorgeous, you know, and they're like exaggerated and kind of childlike, but at the same time, you know, like WALL-E fucking like rides like a fire extinguisher through space, and like you know, Evie's got like these cool lasers and stuff, and you know, The Incredibles, it's the same thing. It's just like this beautiful look, and that's really what's come out of the Clone Wars, is they've developed the CG so that it really just looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm looking at some stills right now. Actually, this is nuts.
I watched all of season 7 like a few months ago. I mean, I was tripping balls the whole time, but I could tell though that it was
show?
In Clone Wars.
Current Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I think we talked about it on this one time. I was telling them about like how Yoda like goes to like the center of like reality, I think, or like the center of the Force. Or I forget
goes
exactly
into like
what
the
it is,
heart of the Force, and like,
and he like has to vanquish the dark part of himself, and that's like completing the training for being able to become a Force ghost, like basically retain your identity after death, not become like one with the universe, as it were, which was sick. Like, it was such a dope season. Like you don't even need to watch the other seasons necessarily to understand that season, because it's all kind of like taking place during like season or so that's episode 3 sort of.
Yeah, that's the 6th season actually. And, sorry, not to be that guy, but that's a really good season.
You just got actually.
So there's
but that season is
the
actually
last season, right?
7's the last
one
one
that just came out.
Oh my gosh, beautiful stuff. Darth Maul was all over it. He was like, I am Maul, and just like squirted on the audience.
Squirted.
Yeah, he was just like,
hell yeah.
I mean, so that Yoda thing was at the end of the 6th season,
6th
right?
season. Honestly,
so I think
I
just saw the end of the 6th season and then all of the 7th.
Yeah, but honestly, for like people who haven't seen it, I mean, I would, you know, there's obviously like they've fucked up the release order. So when you go on Disney Plus, if you watch it, like season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, the first 3 or 4 seasons are completely out of order.
What?
So there's like shit that's happening in season 2 and season 3 that's like actually supposed to precede some of the episodes that are in season. For some reason, the release order was like so messed up. I can't explain that. I will not vouch for Disney on that.
Are you saying that like they fucked it up on the app, or that the episodes were released in that order?
They were released in that order, and all the stories like just don't make sense if you watch it the way Disney Plus has it presented. If you go online, there's actually like a watch list, and if you watch it in that order, the show is actually a lot easier, given like the animation is not everyone's favorite at the beginning. It's
like
a
listening
lot
to
easier.
Tool records. It's like when people post the actual track list to a Tool album.
Yeah.
Actually, you have to listen to Lateralis like this.
I started watching Bad Batch. I think I watched like 1.5 eps. And
First episode is like
the animation's not that bad on those new ones. It's pretty good actually. It was kind of striking how it was like just taking place directly during episode 3. That shit was crazy. The first episode. So, but yo, so
I didn't even know this existed.
Max, I don't know how much like you want us to like. I don't know how much you care about spoilers, but we should talk about Invincible.
I'll probably just forget. So, yeah.
Turn your brain off.
That's my new favorite show, man. I don't know what to say. It's really
Hell yeah.
Sam's been telling me to read Invincible since probably like 2014.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know I heard you're a big fan. What did you think of the show as a huge fan?
I thought it was great. Right off the bat, I'll just say it was great. There are certain things that I'm curious why they didn't do it a different way, such as like literally how, like the timeline in which they tell the story. It just it's all talking about chronological. It is told chronologically, whereas in the comics, like the first issues or like the first couple pages, you like watch him be invincible and like deal with someone, which as we all know now is like super violently.
Yeah.
And then it's like tap tap tap, okay, and then you turn the page and it's like 6 weeks earlier, and it starts to tell you like the story of how he got his superpowers. He's like on the toilet, his mom comes in. You know, I don't know why I decided to go with that.
She says, son, there's something stuck in the laundry downstairs. I can't get it out.
He's like, hold on, Mom. I think the turd's poking out and the turd shits through the floor. And then it breaks the foundation of the house. He's like, oh, I got my powers.
Yeah, I took a shit that was like firing an artillery cannon into the floor of my home.
Yeah, but they have a couple of those moments throughout the comics, and so it's just been interesting to see how they tell.
They went a little bit more straightforward with it.
Yeah, they went straightforward. They like the whole college thing came up a lot quicker than I remember. Like that whole like weird ass supervillain who was like animating corpses or reanimating, I should say. That happened later, I believe. That happened like after his dad beat the living shit out of him. Sorry, spoilers again.
Spoilsies.
I mean, we just warned the audience, so
yeah.
You know.
I mean, if Max,
I just asked
get
Max.
spoiled.
So,
Max, right?
What
right.
happened?
Yeah.
I literally don't remember.
See, we're good. We're good.
I
See,
took a
we're getting off
massive dab
scot-free.
before this.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
dude,
just
fuck.
little things that are different that I'm just curious about. Like, okay, why they like changing like they changed like the race of people in the show, and I don't
name of it.
what. No,
The name?
so like
No, the
Invincible is like half Korean in this.
You mean
his
like the
girlfriend-
human race? I thought you meant
Yeah.
like Viltrumite.
No, that is pretty fucking accurate. But yeah, no, they change characters like races, and William is like out. His best friend is like out. Like it's not like a big deal to like come out anymore because it's 2021. Yeah, I think that those changes, I'm like, okay, like this actually, like, not that like they need my approval, but like I'm.
So
cool
wait,
with
he
it.
was what race in the comics? And he's
I think
Korean
he was just like
in
a
this one?
white guy in the
Oh,
comics.
okay, really. Interesting.
And in this, yeah, like he's half Korean, which honestly I think is, if anything,
think
kind
it
of like a
fits.
good change, because I'm like, word, like this is someone that this is like a type of
Last
character
thing
that
we
like I've
need is
never.
another straight white hero.
I mean, honestly, yeah, like
white male hero. No,
like,
yeah,
why?
it's true,
Like, it's just why bother telling that same story over and over again? Like, I think it's kind of interesting if you like change it a little, especially if like we're gonna have like smartphones in the new show. Like, why not?
And
just,
I think I'm sure like that was like a like that decision was probably led from a casting standpoint because
Yeah.
Steve Yeun is Korean,
he's so good.
and his voice just works perfectly as like a Peter Parker. Like he gives off Tobey Maguire vibes.
So
Yeah.
well, and yeah, he's got like the first two Spider-Men like in the sack, and then Sandra Oh is like great as his mom. Like
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
the whole thing's well cast.
so well cast.
Like how that one guy is the gay best friend. What's his name?
William.
He was in Book of Mormon. And Girls.
I don't know the actor.
The actor was, and then you had that. I think their name is like Zazie. I think.
Zazie Beetz.
Yeah.
I think it's Zazie.
Plays,
It might be
plays the
Zazie.
girlfriend. I think
Someone
it is
who plays
Zazie.
Adam Eve.
Jillian Jacobs,
Let me
the girl
just look
from
up
Community.
the motherfucking show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or
right.
maybe
That
it's
makes
Gillian.
sense.
I think it's Jillian.
I think
That's
Gil.
That's who plays who.
Adam
Gil?
Eve. And she's
right,
great
right.
as Adam Eve.
She is.
I thought that they were casting her because, like, in Community, she played someone that was, like, kind of like, ugh, kind of a drag. Oh, Britta. And I was like, oh, man, that's the direction they're going with Adam Eve. But no, they, like, she's, like, actually getting to show, like, her range. She's, like, not, yeah, she's, like, a cool
Walton
character.
Goggins as
Walter
Cecil.
Goggins. Oh, my gosh, I love that guy. It's so cool to see him as Cecil. I will say, I imagined him as more of, like, an Ed Harris type. Though.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you mean. He does give that a little bit. It sounded so much like another actor. It didn't sound like Walton Goggins. It sounded more like a older actor, but yeah, dude, I don't know. Just like, so when I first started it, like, I knew it was gonna be like, this is what also makes me want to check out, what's that show, Jupiter's Destiny or some shit.
Legacy?
Jupaduke Loogie.
Yeah.
Jupiter Loogie.
Jupiter's ballsack.
Jupiter's Lugasu.
Have you seen that show?
Logging style.
Sam?
I read the comic. I started the show. I haven't finished the show. It's really bad. It's really bad.
You think it's really bad? I thought I enjoyed it. You didn't like it?
maybe
I
if I watched it more quickly. I watch it like one episode like every weekend, and I just
Oh yeah,
I
I,
was-
just watched like one episode a night for as it was like 8 episodes. But I thought it had good pacing and that it like switched back and forth between two storylines.
that's what I didn't like because in the
You didn't like
comics they don't mention anything about. They're like, this is not an origin story. We're because the whole point is like, let's not talk about World War II as if like that's the second fucking BC. Like, the world does not history does not revolve around World War II. We can't harken back to like, well, in my day, all the time, like
But
problems
it wasn't World War
nowadays.
II.
Well,
It was like the Depression.
the Depression.
wasn't it?
That era is like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
idealized. Essentially, is the idea.
The Depression. The
Depression.
Just before World War II, actually.
Well, there was no like World War II even in any of like. So I was just like confused. I was like, what? Like,
Well, they mention it in this. They mention how they
Yeah,
weren't
isn't that-
involved. They're like, what if we had
that's
gone
weird.
to Germany? And he was like, well, we promised we wouldn't interfere in like political world politics. Like we
I don't remember that.
can't choose sides. And it's like, people literally got fucking gassed, dude. We could have stopped Auschwitz and
They
we
got
could have
gassed,
stopped a cow. And like, what's his face? Fergie's ex-husband is all like,
That's like how people are like, I don't want to get into politics when you're talking about like a genocide.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
It's like,
I don't want to. That's a political thing.
Yeah.
So leave it to them.
yeah.
I'm not educated enough. I can't.
That was the weakest part of the show, is that it felt like every conversation was about the code of not killing and like superheroes, and it felt like every conversation came down to like the young heroes, they feel like we're not listening to them because they're getting killed, but they're not allowed to kill. They just want you to listen, but like no conversation ever actually happens.
Yeah.
It's just like, or like when what conversation is supposed to happen? It's either you follow the rule or you don't. You kill or you don't. Like, so what kind? It's like they're hinting that just having a conversation would fix everything, and it's like they don't even hint to what the resolution could be.
Well, but back to Invincible though. We were talking about that.
Yeah, for sure.
we're talking about a good show.
Like when I started watching, or like when I was approaching the show, Tony had told me about it, but it was like, there's all these like superhero. There's so much superhero media.
We are talking
But
about
I
Invincible,
knew-
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
alright.
I knew like Invincible was based off a good comic, and I know that Jupiter's Legacy was also based on that. So like that's why I want to check out both of them. I do want to check out Jupiter's Legacy, and that's why I bothered mentioning it. But just I don't know. Like I really enjoyed the fucking hell out of it. Just good ass TV, good story, and just good performances. Like Omni-Man is such an interesting character actually, because he's so like cold blooded and fucking just
Oh yeah.
evil. I mean, he's just a fucking nightmare.
And
He's
they
like a
give you
god.
that from the beginning. You never like feel good around him. You're always just like
No.
you're off.
So have you
You're wrong.
You've seen a little bit of it?
How
far have you seen?
I think 3 episodes, maybe 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So
You got a little taste of it. You got a little taste.
I got a little. I made sure to
So you
get
know
more
what-
than just one. Yeah.
yeah, and in the comics, they take forever to do that reveal that like he's actually like not
Terrible.
Superman. He's like
Yeah.
super oppressor.
Yeah.
Super imperialist. Mm-hmm. He's like, and your planet's going to embrace the Viltrumite arm?
You may call me Iron Dome.
Oh, yeah. I said, Sam,
That got
I said-
political.
I don't want to get political. Hey, I don't want to get political. Yeah, I sent Sam like Israel has like a literal comic book character that's just the Iron Dome, and it's basically like a Superman type
God.
who's just got like
Interesting.
the Israeli flag on his
Star of
chest,
David. Yeah.
and it's white and blue.
Very tight.
He does not
So
look like a
sick.
superhero. He looks like a supervillain. He looks like fucking Bullseye from the Daredevil comics.
and you will get out of here.
I will rain hellfire upon your homes.
Get your belongings and leave. Like an Iron Man gauntlet, just going. Leave. Anyways, apart from that, yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know.
Iron
I just
Man
started
is-
watching it, and it was solid. But then the end of episode 1 really was like, oh my god! Like what? I was like,
Yeah.
he just sliced that motherfucker's head off with his arm. I've never seen a superhero do that to
Oh,
another
yeah.
superhero ever, or punch through
Through
their
the
fucking
stomach?
chest.
Oh
To
yeah.
the head.
Oh yeah, that's
The
true.
head,
He did
yeah.
do that for
Ears are
the
through the
green
head.
the green ghost.
Dude, when the Flash guy's like,
Oh,
punching him in the
yeah.
chest, and
he
it's just like breaking down, getting like bloodier and bloodier, but he's still like fucking crushing his head.
And then his hands are like flopping.
so gross.
crazy.
God
And
damn.
yeah, they're going like it's so gross. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
It's just fucked up.
I don't want to spoil the insane shit that happens in the towards the, the end.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
wanna talk-
there is one part where someone's like held in front of a train,
Yeah.
a subway train.
Come on now, come on.
That one's insane. That one is just, you got to see that one.
Yeah. Sounds like
Yeah.
a saw trap.
Oh, it's absurd. It's one of those absurd things I've ever seen in a cartoon.
It's
Let's
like
go.
if you took Godzilla and didn't have them be giant.
Yeah.
And it's just like you stay in the perspective of like a very tiny person dealing with a
Yeah.
lot of damage. That is what ends up
Dude.
happening.
Omni-Man is a fucking psycho, too.
And that never stops.
He's a goon.
That never stops. It's never going to stop. From here on out, it's never going to stop.
Hell yeah.
What,
dude.
him being
Yeah.
psycho?
No, just what happens on Earth. It's just like, I don't know how by the end of the comic series, there even is an Earth with the amount of shit that happens to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many seasons do you think they could get out of this show, Sam?
7 or 8. Like if they stuck to the comics, because the first season was like the entire first like Ultimate
Volume.
Collectors volume. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
How many of those are there?
I think there's only 8. I may be wrong,
Only 8.
but I think there's only 8.
How many-
I've got the first 2.
How many pages are each of those? How thick are they?
I know it's about 3
Talking like
3
thumb?
trade
Thumb
paperback.
thickness? 3 trade paperbacks per like collection, so that's like
That's like
15 issues. or
yeah,
something?
roughly 15 or like 12 to 15. Maybe it's like 14 issues, 12 to 14 issues.
Legit.
Yeah, and there's 144 issues in total. There are 20 something trade paperback volumes, and there's 8 Ultimate Collectors. I think there's only like 3 compendiums or something.
Wow.
This is
Legit.
like comic book
Omnibus.
lingo.
Omnibus.
The Invincible Omnibus goes for $82.
But
Dude, I fucking wanted to buy what is it called? The Blackest Day omnibus, that Green Lantern storyline, because it just looks fucking insane.
about the Black Lanterns.
Yeah, I mean, it's like all the lanterns, I'm pretty sure, like a whole fucking rainbow of them and stuff. And then there's like Brightest Day that happens afterwards. But I just like look at the art in it sometimes, and I'm like, sheesh, this is insane. So I wish DC had like a comic service.
Let's see, how much is this?
Oh, bro.
Subscribe to
This is
that.
$80.
DC needs to get
Omnibus.
their shit together.
Omnibus.
And
The haunting epic that plunged the DC universe into darkness, collected in its entirety for the first time ever. The Blackest Night is now here. As black rings rain from the sky, former friends and loved ones rise from their graves as twisted, spooky monsters with only one mission, death.
As ghouls.
Spooky, ghoulish goblins.
Ghoulish goons. Rise from the
A
grave.
horde of ghoulish goons attacks him.
Yeah, no. That's
Yeah, no.
actually,
Dude. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that DC actually did release a new interesting series over the last year or so about a dark multiverse. So like, there's the multiverse, but then there's like an inverted version of where like
Sick.
worlds don't succeed. So like Earth collapses for this reason, or Earth collapses for that reason, or it like implodes, explodes, like is invaded, like life gets wiped out for some reason. And in all of those in all of those universes, Batman is somehow related to the problem. And so it's like Batman kills the Flash and like steals his Speed Force and becomes like the Red Death. Batman like kills God of War is Ares, right? Fucking kills Ares and like steals his like powers. God of War. There's like one that like gets a Green Lantern instead of Hal Jordan. There's one that and so it's like he takes one that like literally hacks into Cyborg and like steals his mother box from him and becomes like a cybernetic Batman. And like they're all just fucking evil, and they're all led by the Batman who laughs, who's like the Joker Batman, who has like no eyes.
That's exactly who I am. Wow,
He has no eyes. He has
the Joker
my
Batman.
spirit.
He's got like this like headband that goes around his eyes, and they're just spikes, and he's just smiling all the time. And he's got
Sick,
like
dude.
little little goblins that are robins on like chains.
I am the Joker Batman.
Yeah, and so they like invade the other
wicked
universe. That one would be one to check out, in my opinion, because like the individual
that sounds so
Batman stories are really cool, interesting.
I gotta rip through. I have like, you know, the Long Halloween and Dark Victory and like the classic ones. I gotta finish those. And
I've read
check that
Long
out.
Halloween. That's a good one. I want to. It's so fucking long though, but I want to read the Bane one.
Nightfall.
Yeah, I've read like the first 100 pages of that or so. It's so long though. That and Dark Knight Strikes Again, and Dark Knight Strikes Back, or
Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, the Frank Miller
Dark Knight
ones?
Returns. But there is a Strikes Again, I think, right?
The Dark Knight Empire Strikes Back.
Dark Knight farts again.
Dark Knight Mark. What's it? Yeah, Mark Miller, right?
Dark Knight, Mark Tart.
Millar.
Frank Miller, not Mark.
Frank Miller, Mark Millar. You're thinking of
Frank Lloyd, right?
two different guys. You're combining
Frank
them.
Miller, okay. The Dark Knight Returns. Yeah.
Actually, there's a pretty good Batman. It's like a mini series. I think it's only like 8 issues or something, called The White Knight or something, and it's actually a take on Batman for the modern age, and it's about how Batman is not a superhero. He's not a vigilante. He's a fucking super cop, and it's just like Batman is the bad guy. He like beats the living shit out of the Joker and like cures him of his insanity, because like they do like this crazy chase that like lands them in a pharmaceutical factory that's like out of commission, and he just takes a random like bottle of pills and just like force feeds them down the Joker's throat.
Wow.
and someone
And it
catches
cures
it
him?
on camera and posts it online, and like the police don't do anything to Batman. He just gets up and like walks away, and he's like destroyed all this property. He doesn't have to pay for it. He doesn't get arrested. Like Batman has absolutely no accountability, and we're supposed to like turn around and thank him for it. And the Joker gets cured, runs for office, like just everyone is like in support of him because he's like trying to like allocate like city resources to like communities that actually need it, that are like disenfranchised. And it's just it's this incredible take on Batman. The artwork is sick as fuck as well.
Dude, here's like Frank Miller, for example. So it's Dark Knight Returns, and then there is a Dark Knight Strikes Again. He also did Batman Year One. But dude, that's the other one. The Daredevil Frank Miller omnibus is 840 pages.
Damn.
That's a lot of pages.
And then he also, dude, look how he did comics for every. He did like the most legendary like Batman graphic novels, the Daredevil fucking omnibus for Marvel. He did the classic like Chris Claremont like Wolverine one, where he's got the thing up like that.
Yeah.
Fucking Sin City, of course.
Shit.
And that's for Dark Horse. So he did Marvel, DC, Dark Horse.
Man gets around.
Basically the main, and then there's a bunch of other. He did cover work for a bunch of other comics.
Not Invincible
but-
though.
No, not Invincible, which is my new favorite show. I mean, it's like I'm looking forward to the next seasons a lot. There's so many just like plot points that come in, a lot of like storylines that intersect, and just good ass acting. And I don't know, when you have a good story and good characters, it's just like you can eat that shit for
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
hours. Breakfast, lunch, and motherfucking dinner. Yes.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Yeah, I need to get back into it. I need to wrap that up. I think I'm going to take a couple of these puppies and sink in.
Do nothing for the rest of the day and just chill.
Got some
Watch
little
Invincible.
Oh, you got
cappies.
edibles?
I might take a little capper,
Little capper.
I might be capping a little bit.
Yeah, that's very tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Invincible on acid. How do you think that would go?
Pretty tight.
Probably might be horrifying though. With some of the gore.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think like I prefer like live action stuff because it just morphs so much cooler than
More
like
fluid.
Much cooler.
yeah, it just like looks
Than like flat
more
2D
yeah.
animation, yeah.
Like I watched Dragon Ball Z Broly, and that was sick.
Of course.
But obviously both on and off acid. But like just the visuals weren't as crazy as like watching
That was with
Endgame,
me,
for
right?
example. Yeah, with you and with another friend. But yeah, I don't know. It looked like when I was tripping and watched it, it looked like big pieces of fruit just morphing around on the TV.
That's what Dragon Ball Z looked like?
Yeah, because they were just like big. Because everything is like a big.
It looked like a Gushers commercial.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like
Yeah,
the
everything's like a
colorful-
big, thick, like flat, like panel of color.
Mhm.
Like
Exactly.
and then every shot is like this wide or close up. It's either
Yeah,
like
and it gets close up on their face, and their eyes are like triangles, and like it's like spiky hair, and I'm like, oh damn, it's some pineapple shit.
some pineapple shit. Dude.
Pineapple shit. Yeah, that's what I
funny
thought
as fuck.
myself.
Some pineapple
That's what I
shit.
still think. Yeah,
Yo.
but like Endgame, Infinity War, you can never go wrong
Oh my
with something like that on
Oh
a
my.
visual from a visual standpoint.
Oh,
When you're transcending realities, you gotta be watching
Transcending
something like that.
realities.
Within your mind.
oh, that's what I was gonna ask you. This will be the last thing and we'll end the show. But the fucking picture I sent you of like the Homelander and Omni-Man against
Yeah.
all the DC or all the Marvel people.
Uh-huh.
What are the actual odds there?
I mean, I feel like it's hard to tell who all is in that Marvel picture because there's so many. But like, I mean, you see Galactus is there, right? I mean,
Oh, really?
He alone
I didn't
is
notice
like-
that.
yeah, I think in the back, right? But I mean, you got to take into account every single telepath for one, right? They could just shut them down right away. Unless they can take them all out first. But there's a lot of those guys.
Goku could take them all down, though.
Because they're all throughout the show. They're like, you're being controlled. So they probably think he's like susceptible to that, right? Professor X could just be like,
this is what Professor X looks like.
He could literally be like kill each other.
Professor X just smokes so much weed and just looks like this.
Well, here's the
Look
thing.
at my face.
Here's
Look at
the
my
thing.
eyes right now.
I think Omni-Man, I don't think he's as susceptible to...
Control.
Yeah, it just has
No,
susceptible.
but you have to do it with the visuals. You have to...
Oh.
This
Think
kind of
about
control.
it. Think about it.
I don't think that's susceptible.
He's not like the liberals who are under mind control.
He didn't get the chip.
Okay, so take out like the psychic attacks, like on a physical standpoint. I still feel like a lot of guys could.
Homelander has laser vision. First of all, that's that's the. By the way, I haven't finished
laser
season
vision.
2 on that, so that's my own thing. If you guys want to give me spoilers, I don't give a fuck. That show,
No,
I'm
I won't give
not
spoilers.
crazy about personally, but yeah, he like when he like just shot his laser vision on that crowd.
even though it was like a
a
vision.
fantasy, a sick one at that, but it was a fantasy.
I was thinking that alone would like wipe out so many of those guys
So
right
many.
there, but plenty of
Kills
people,
like Spider-Man, a bunch of people. I mean,
all the street level guys, they're out of there immediately.
yeah,
Street
but
level
like,
guys, they're out
everyone
of there.
always assumes that like. So
Just a street
take
level
Wolverine for
Superman.
example. People are like, "Oh, well, he's got like regenerative healing. Like he'll figure it out." And it's like, yeah, but like if you got like sliced in half to the point where like your body fell apart, I think it would take a while for you to like.
Well, he wouldn't fall because his skeleton would stay together, right? Like, so he wouldn't Wolverine because he's got adamantium all over
got
it.
shot
right?
with
So
a
he wouldn't-
laser.
Yeah, but he wouldn't fall into pieces. He would.
It's
just like
adamantium, not
Vibranium.
yeah, it's not vibranium.
Yeah, adamantium's stronger, right? I mean, vibranium is just something they made up because they didn't have the rights to adamantium because Fox owned it because they own
Oh,
X-Men
really?
and stuff
Is
like
that is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
It's called vibranium. It's when you put a Hitachi vibrator on a girl's head while she's giving you top. So you get all the pleasure of a blowjob, but it vibrates also on top of that.
It's Jason Ben.
You got to think that
Sorry.
like Thor could hang with them, right? Or like the Hulk and Sentry and
Maybe.
what's that guy, Gladiator? You familiar with him? No, he's like a alien. He's like in a lot of X-Men comics.
Oh, wait, the dude who's like blue with like the mohawk.
Yeah, he's from the Shi'ar.
Oh, is it
Empire.
Shire?
Yeah, the Shire. He's from
Shire.
the Shire. He's a
He's from the
hobbit.
Shire.
He's from the Shire.
I'm going on an adventure to kill some X-Men.
Sam, it was fucking lit having you on. Appreciate that
It's
a
tight.
lot. You're part of the Welcome Boke Friendship Militia. You're a high ranking
Official.
member. Not that there's rankings here.
There is. You're probably like colonel, like brigadier, or like at least colonel. I would say.
You're at least a colonel, whatever that means. But thank you for coming on, man. It was good fucking vibes, good episode, boys. Thank you, as always. Folks, check us out on whatever Twitter. Shit's in the description. Just check it out.
Shit's on my
Subscribe.
chest.
Tell your family or friends about the show if you do enjoy it. Join the Discord. Hit us with a follow or a subscribe on YouTube, as I just said. And
Send us a picture of Professor X doing this.
yeah,
If you
actually,
made it
if you
this
can send
far.
us a picture of Professor X touching his head to Tony, or Max or Sam, that would be appreciative.
Yeah.
Don't send it to me. Send it to them. I get too many fucking just random things. So you send it to them.
Also, if you've seen
Please.
Invincible,
Send it to them.
what was your
Please.
favorite part? Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
What was the most badass part? Because there are several.
But Sam, we'll definitely have you on again. You're very chill and it's fun to talk to you. So
Muy grazie.
hope everyone enjoyed that, and we'll talk later.
Yeet.
Wakanda forever.
Peace.
Peace.